Disappointing loss for us, obviously. Congratulations to Virginia. They coached better than us and they played better than us. When you give up 228 yards rushing and only rush for 143, usually you're not going to win the game. And we had chance after chance, but I think you'd have to say that we as coaches didn't prepare them very well. We talked about the poison cheese and we ate it. And so we didn't do a very good job with them tonight. We didn't punt the ball well. Offensively, we were inconsistent. And we didn't score in the red zone when we needed to. We were only 4 of 13 on third downs. They were 8 of 18. We were 2 of 3 in red zone. Had our chance to win a game twice late and didn't do it. I mean, again, on critical plays, they made the plays and we didn't. So proud of the 6 wins. Disappointed tonight that we didn't play about like we did last year against them. It was not a great effort. Thought the kids tried hard. We just didn't make plays. Not like we have been. So now we got to go back to work and go to Georgia Tech next week.
Now, you talked about the offensive inconsistencies. There were a lot of dropped balls off receivers' hands tonight. I mean, was that just miscommunication? What was going on?
No, I don't know. I've never seen us drop balls like that, and we did. So protection was pretty good. We ran it okay, but we didn't have it much. That's the other thing. They had it 37 minutes, and we had it 23. So they ended up running 84 plays to our 77. So, but if you don't stop the run, and we didn't stop the run on defense, then that's going to happen.
What was your sense coming in?
I worried about all this. I worried all week. That's why I talked about it so much. And then we started the game awful. It was awful, but we had poor field position. At halftime, I felt good because we'd gotten back in the game. We drove down and kicked the field goal right before the half with a good 1-minute drive with 59 seconds left, so I thought we were okay. Then we come out and score probably too easily, and then after that, we didn't play well. So I'm just, I'm disappointed in me, and I'm disappointed in us as coaches. That's kids listen to us. They're young people. It's our job to get them ready to play.
So on that, is it, I don't know, it would be easy to say, was there just a lack of mojo out there, but what would you describe that maybe was missing as far as maybe having the right edge or anything else?
I think the edge is probably it. You don't drop that many balls if you have an edge. And the problem is some did and some didn't. There's some that played great, and that's what we'll see when we look at it. Some played their hearts out and are really disappointed, and some weren't as prepared and didn't play as well. And this is a team game. You see upsets all over the country every day, and it's just disappointing when you see it. You try hard for 7 straight days to make sure it doesn't happen, and then it does. And that team didn't have any confidence coming in because they hadn't played very well. But we knew they had a week off. They knew there'd be some new things that they'd put in. All those things were boxes that we checked, and we gave them confidence. We allowed them to start the game with confidence, and then we allowed them to get confidence in the third quarter. After we took it right down and scored and went 24-14, if you get a 3 and out there and your defense steps up, then you're in good shape and you can spread the score out, but we never put them away. We let them hang in there.
Did they change their looks up a lot for detail?
They did. They changed a lot of stuff, but you're going to. When you're 1-5 and you're having an open date, sure you're going to change things. That's our job to adjust, and we didn't do a very good job tonight.
Mack, I'm taking from your message that you're putting it on the coaches.
Always.
Why?
Because that's our job. It's our responsibility to make sure these are 20-year-olds. And their lives are like this. We're supposed to do the things that we need to do to get them excited, to give them the edge, and put them in the right positions. And we obviously didn't do any of that tonight.
You made a lot of changes like the last couple of years, I feel like, to prevent this type of thing from happening. So kind of where do you sit now looking back at all those changes, and where do you go?
Yeah, I'm really excited that we're 6-1. And that it's one of the best records that we've ever had at this school at this point. And I'm not going to let this ruin what we've got going. We've got a really good team that didn't play very well tonight. So we got to get back to work and try to be 7-1 next week.
McGinnis hadn't been, consistent as far as his kicks throughout the night. How much did that kind of, take effect as far as, maybe, the field position, and I think you went for a 4th down at one point. Just how did that kind of take effect?
Yeah, I knew we were in trouble. We weren't stopping them. That's why I went for the 4th and 5 at I think it was the 47. and Drake usually makes it, but tonight was one of those nights where it didn't, but that didn't cost us. We intercepted the ball in the end zone, so we ended up, as my mistake, should have punted, but I wasn't happy about our punting. So we've got to really look at that. Tom did such a great job last week, and obviously really struggled tonight, and that's why we put Cole Maynard in for the last punt. He did a good job.
Mack, you talked about this year how this team has had the ability to not let a negative snowball throughout the game. It seemed like tonight there was a lot of frustration early on and just throughout the game. What was maybe different tonight that you hadn't seen from the past games in terms of handling maybe adversity?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I'll have to look at the video. I thought we handled a lot of bad adversity. It's amazing we hung in there and had a chance to win at the end, as many mistakes as we made and as much as they kept the ball. If you don't get the ball away from them, you're not going to win the game. That's what App State did. I mean, this was the App State game, and we just didn't win it. So it's the same thing. We didn't play very well. We didn't stop the run. We gave them too many explosives in the passing game, and we missed on our passes. So we hit on some, but we dropped more passes than I've ever seen us drop since we've been here, and we were inconsistent some. So had a chance to win the game at the end. I mean, we a minute 22 seconds, we've won a lot of games with that. Had 59 seconds before the half. So I'm disappointed we didn't win in the end.
How would you characterize Drake's performance, and were you surprised by some of the misses that he had?
Yeah, I don't know. Usually we all see the quarterback misses, but sometimes it's a bad route. Obviously, he had a lot of drops. Sometimes it's pressure in his face. The last throw, he got hit, so somebody missed a protection. Or I still think we win the game. So I'll have to watch it here in a minute and see what we think.
Mack, I'm sorry if you addressed this too, I just got in here. Did this one feel like Georgia Tech to you from last year?
It feels like every loss that we lost to a team that I didn't think was as good as we were.
Mack, was there a thought to, maybe, run it a little more earlier on in that first quarter? I think Drake had like 13 first quarter passes. Was there a thought to kind of get, Hampton the ball, at a certain point in that first half?
Yeah, he gained 100 and something yards, so I don't think that was the difference. Stopping them was probably the difference, and dropping balls.
What was going on with the offensive line? It seemed like William Barnes was in there some, Diego was in there some.
They all got hurt. Spencer Rolland came out hurt to start the game. Diego had been sore, so he was limited some. Willie Lampkin got hurt, had to come out, so it was just, in fact, the first touchdown pass, Travion Green was the right tackle. So, just that kind of night.
So you have a different message tomorrow that you haven't had for this team yet this year, so how do you approach tomorrow?
I told them exactly what I just told you. And I told them to stay out of trouble tonight because they're really disappointed. Get some sleep, and we got to start over tomorrow. And if next week's the most important game on our schedule, so we got to get back and got to correct all the mistakes we made today. They're great young people that are disappointed, so they'll come back and get ready to work in the morning.
Were there any signs that you saw something like this coming?
No, other than every team in the country has one of these usually, and fall break. The crowd wasn't as good as last week. Absolutely no hype about the game. Nobody's talking about the game. Everybody said we were going to kill them. I mean, there's so many boxes that you could check, but I thought we addressed it all week. And we did everything we could do until tonight, I thought, to get it where it needed to be, and we didn't. Somehow we missed the message.
Staying on that, is that the toughest thing in your business as far as the specific football stuff goes? When you have a week like this and you can only push a mule so far?
Yeah, it is. You look at, there's upsets every week. I walked in and told our team that Oklahoma was down early and they were at home and supposed to kill somebody, so be careful, man, be smart, but still brains, still human beings, and some listen, some don't, and that's the disappointing thing. They'll be more disappointed than any of our fans or anybody could be. I'm disappointed, but I'm disappointed for them. They'll be crushed, and that's part of this business, part of what you have to learn from, and you got to learn from losing, and we walk in here and handle it after we won every week, and we can walk around and cut up, and if you lose, you got to handle it, you got to own it, and that's what you do.
Mack, you knew Malik Washington was a playmaker, obviously, for them, but they ran for 228 yards, and I believe they were like 122 in the FBS in rushing or something
Yeah.
there. I mean, were you surprised by the success they had on the ground against you guys?
I was surprised and really disappointed. I thought it looked exactly like last year's game. They were struggling running the ball coming in. They ran the ball a lot on us, and I'm really disappointed in our front seven. And that's why they had the ball 37 minutes to 23. And 84 plays to 77. All this stuff goes in a box. I mean, it's just, you can tell it's a formula for losing, and that's what we did. They kept the ball. We didn't. We did force a turnover, and we got a 4th and 2 stop, and we didn't turn the ball over till the last play. So you would have thought that helped, but again, the punting was inconsistent. We had horrible field position, so their punter punted us deep, and they kept the ball, and that ended up being the biggest difference in this game.
I believe your first lead was right before the half.
Yeah, 17-14. Usually when you go in with a good lead at half and you come right back and score and you go up 24-14, but if some of you aren't ready to play, then you start getting relaxed again. That's a time where the defense had to step up and stop them immediately, get a 3 and out, and you extend the score, and we didn't. We let them drive right down and score.
All right, 4 receivers caught the ball throughout today. There's a little bit less than kind of what had been throughout the season. Was that something you kind of expected as a possibility, knowing that kind of as was brought up earlier, they probably try to do a few things different from a defensive standpoint?
Yeah, we didn't know how they would play because of Tez. People are going to play us different because of him, so we'll have a little better idea tonight. People are going to put 2 over him more, and some other guys have to step up.
You guys good?
Okay.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.